If you are losing new caregivers in their first 30 days, the problem usually isn't the job itself. Often, the root cause is the way the job was offered. When you replace text messages and quick phone calls with a formal written offer, you remove the ambiguity that causes early disputes. Both parties know exactly what they are agreeing to, which drastically lowers your staff turnover. In the next 5 minutes, we are going to build a comprehensive 8-point caregiver offer letter from scratch. Go ahead and open a blank word processing document. You will also need your agency's letterhead and the specific details for the position you are trying to fill. By formalizing this stage of the hiring process, you build a reliable operational engine that commands professional respect and allows your agency to scale smoothly. As an agency owner, you face a distinct operational choice every time you bring on a new caregiver. Do you hire informally or formally? This image contrasts those two paths. On the left, we see the informal route, hiring via texts or verbal agreements. This method creates immediate schedule confusion and tends to attract employees who aren't fully committed to the role. On the right, the formal route relies on a structured document. Presenting a physical or digital contract commands respect and ensures the expectations on day one are crystal clear. This diagram shows the framework we will use to build your document, the 8-point essential offer letter checklist. Step 1 is setting up the page. Apply your agency's header at the very top, followed by the candidate's full legal name. Next, we add our first 3 mandatory elements. You need to explicitly list the job title and role, the employment type, such as part-time or full-time, and the exact start date. Avoid using a generic title like caregiver. You must be precise about their classification, using a title like W-2 part-time caregiver, so there is no confusion regarding their tax status. Putting these exact role boundaries on paper establishes a clear employer-employee dynamic. It shows your new hire that your agency operates with strict professional standards from day one. Now we move down the document to the sections that govern the candidate's day-to-day operations and their financial compensation. This diagram shows our new section for compensation and schedule. Here, you will type out the exact pay rate for the position. Right below the pay rate, write down the specific days and hours required for the role to clearly establish their schedule expectations. Using vague descriptions like flexible hours is the primary cause of week 1 resignations and shift disputes. Be exact about when they are expected to work. Next, create a separate header labeled Conditions of Employment. Under this header, list your non-negotiable contingencies. Specifically state that employment is not finalized until the candidate passes a background check and completes all onboarding training. By combining explicit scheduling with strict conditions, you ensure your agency does not waste time and resources actively onboarding a candidate who cannot meet your baseline operational or safety requirements. For the final phase of document creation, we are shifting our focus away from operational expectations and moving toward legal safeguards. This diagram shows the bottom of the page, where you will insert an at-will employment clause, assuming this is applicable in your state. Including an at-will clause is a crucial protective measure. It legally prevents your agency from being permanently bound to a problematic hire. Finally, drop down to the very bottom edge and add signature lines and date fields for both the agency owner and the caregiver. An unsigned letter is entirely useless. You must capture signatures from both parties to actually formalize the agreement. These specific legal clauses and mutual signatures convert a simple piece of paper into a binding, protective, operational contract. This diagram displays our completed checklist next to the finalized document, confirming we have met all 8 requirements. You now have a tool that clearly and undeniably dictates duties, compensation, and strict expectations to every new hire before they begin work. Save this newly created document right now and label it as your agency's master hiring template. Your workflow is now streamlined. For every new hire, you simply duplicate this template, update the candidate's specific details, export the file as a PDF, and send it out. By standardizing this single document, you elevate your agency's professionalism, drastically reduce liability, and secure a higher caregiver retention rate.